everyone, I'm Jodi and welcome to today's video. So 2021 was a great year for some fantastic products to come out. And if you're like me, you just feel like there's products coming at you all the time. So instead of sort of saying, well, here's the best of 2021, here's the best, I can't tell you what is the best of anything because I certainly haven't tried everything. So I thought in order to really share with you what I thought was my personal favorite, I went back and said, what was my most reached for products in 2021 that I would feel good sharing in case you're looking for any of these product categories. And so what I have gathered for you today is my top 12 most reached for products. And in order to make this list, I didn't dig in the trash, I don't really believe in that, but I did go back and say, right, I've used this a lot, it's in my daily staple, it's something I have to have, and I would not want to be without it. So I wanted to share that with you today and see if there's products in here that you might be interested in. Now, these are not sponsored products, these are products that I have paid for myself, with the exception of one, and I will highlight that one for you just so that you know. I don't accept a lot of PR. I prefer not to accept PR just simply because then I feel like I'm giving a review based on some monetary value that could come from it, and that's not just a true review for me. So I don't do a whole lot of PR, if you guys have probably seen. When a company does contact me for PR, I'll research it, I'll take a look at all their reviews, like non-company posted reviews, but true Google reviews. What are people saying about it? I'll take a look at what the ingredients are, what the packaging is made of, how the ingredients are derived. So I do research any of it. I don't take a lot of PR simply because I want my reviews to be unskewed from any bias at all. That being said, I did have one company that I did accept their PR product. They said, just try it. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's no problem either. And there were a couple products that I was really impressed with, so I wanted to highlight those. So you'll get those in today's video as well. So the first one, this is no surprise to you guys, and this one is listed in my daily staples below because I do get a lot of requests about skincare and what skincare products do I use, what skincare products do I recommend, and hands down, it's hard for me to answer that because I use coconut oil every day. I wash my face with coconut oil, and you'll see, I'll link that video right up here so that you can see it, but I literally wash it with coconut oil. About a dime size amount is all you need to get all over your hands. Put it all over your face, all over your makeup. This does not work, however, if you wear lash extensions because the oil will dissolve the lash glue. So scratch that if you wear lash extensions. But back to the program. Then after you put it all over your face, you get a washcloth just as hot as you possibly can. Get it all wet so that the washcloth has the steam. You hold the washcloth about an inch from your face so that that steam is really then starting to break up the product. Wipe it all off, rinse the washcloth, and repeat. So again, I'll link that video so that you can see it, but that is by far the one skincare product that I use all the time and just would recommend anybody to do it. Now, I prefer the unrefined just because of the way it is cold pressed and put into the jar. So coconut oil twice a day, and I stay away from a lot of other products because of the coconut oil. Now, if you have dry skin, this is really good for dry skin. It just adds that extra bit of moisture. If you already have oily skin, which as we age, we have less and less of that as an issue, but if you do have oily skin, then still I would go with the coconut oil. Just know that for about the first week or two, you might experience some breakout because your body is used to producing that oil. It's used to you stripping off that oil, so it keeps producing it. It will take a week or two, about 7 to 10 days, before your body starts to recognize, wait, I don't need to keep producing a ton of oil because my face has oil on it, my skin is nurtured. So you'll go through that period where there's sort of double oil on your skin, if you will, and that could cause a few breakouts. But we're going into the January time frame. It's gonna be cold. You'll be indoors probably a little bit more than you would in summer, so not a bad time to sort of transition into that program. The next one that I use, again, this is listed in my daily staple, so probably not a big surprise, is my sunscreen. Now, this is by Roche Pasay. Not sponsored or any of these products, but I talk about this one. I should own stock in this company, and I don't because I swear by this product, but their sunscreen is hands down one of my favorite. And I love this one because it's an SPF of 50. It's very thin. It's easy to put on under my foundation. It sits nice, there's no flashback with it, and I have worn this on my face after I've done an IPL and removed all my sun damage, my wrinkles, my freckles, and then I would be in some really hot place where the sun was super, super hot, and I did not freckle, and to me that is a telltale sign of a very good sunscreen. Sticking with that brand, I also use the La Roche-Posay moisturizer because I do like to cut my foundation with a good moisturizer, simply because moisturizer on aged skin is really important. And the foundation, I like a full coverage foundation, but I don't like it to look full coverage, if that makes sense. Like, I want it to cover everything, but I don't want it to look thick and matte everything on my face. So I cut it with this. So I use about half of this, 50%, like just a little squeeze of this and a little squeeze of my foundation. I mix it together and put that on. So again, this is the Double Repair Face Moisturizer, and it also has an SPF of 30. So if you don't want this extra step, you could use something like this and cut your foundation in half with it. Now, if you wear a light to medium coverage foundation, you could still cut it. It would just make it even more diluted and more thin, so it wouldn't have as much coverage in terms of what it was covering, but it would still have a really nice look to it. So it really depends on if you're looking for more of a full coverage or a light to medium coverage or a full coverage that doesn't look full coverage, which is what this does for me. The next one is the City Lips. Now, I have loved this product. Where did I put it? There it is. The City Lips I love. This is one that came in the promo package from City Beauty, and I was, again, a little bit hesitant, but it says that it is supposed to be a good solution for thin lips, dry lips, and wrinkled lips. And I was like, you know, does it really work that well? The City Lips has a very nice hydrating effect to it, which is what I love. So for a long last plump look, this adds moisture and hydration to my more aging lips while also giving that plumping effect, but it doesn't give a plumping effect with sort of that minty, I don't want to call it a sting, 'cause it's not a sting, but if you've worn Buxom and you really like that menthol type on your lips, this does the same thing, only it adds moisture and it doesn't have quite that strong of a menthol. Like if you were to put this on and then kiss someone, their lips wouldn't be tingling like they would with maybe the Buxom. So I've really enjoyed this City Lips a lot. There are days when I'll just put this on and nothing else, or a tinted moisturizer over this, just to give that nice natural, not lipstick kind of lip, but just a nice neutral lip. So that is a one that I've reached for a lot. Speaking of lips, I mean, this is not going to be a surprise to you guys. And if I didn't put this in, then those of you that are avid watchers, you would say, wait a minute, you're missing something. And that is this Shiny Peach 910 by L'Oreal. Yes, it's in this video as well. I wouldn't have paid homage to it if I didn't have it in my most reached for products. It's just such a beautiful color. It's a good color for so many different skin tones. I think most people would really love this color on their skin. Of course, the darker skin tone that you have, you know, the lighter this is gonna show, but it would still be a nice peachy color on a darker skin tone. And if you're lighter skin tone, then this would just be a little bit more of a mauve-y, probably more of my shirt color. On a lighter skin tone. The peaches would show, but so would the pink. So for $8, I just don't think you can go wrong with this. And the L'Oreal probably has a good, the rest of their lipsticks are probably just as good in terms of moisturizing, but I just love the color of this one. So this will forever be in my top favorites of a year. The next one is this Chia, the Eye Achiever. Now this, you guys probably saw in the video about just my whole video was dedicated to Chia and the brand. And really what I love about it is it's a natural, clean product, as the whole line is, and it was created by a daughter of a dermatologist. And what I love about this one, it's got a roller ball on it. And what I love about it is I just put it a little bit on my fingers and go under my eyes and over my lip where I have the most wrinkles as I get older. And I'll do that probably every other night. I don't quite need it every night, but every other night, just for some added, that's not true. Now that it's wintertime, I am doing it probably every night because of the artificial heat in the air. But if you don't have that and you live in an area where you're not in constant dry heat, then you may not need it every day right now. But I just put it, again, just a few dots there, a few dots here. I do put it on at night. I have found that it doesn't wear so well under your makeup, so I wouldn't put it on in the morning, only because it does have a tendency to sort of slip. It's a nice serum, so your makeup could probably slip with it and not set as good as you would like for it to. But this is the Chia Eye Achiever. And again, all of these products will be listed in the links below, and I'll put links to most of them where you can just go right to the site and purchase it if you're interested. But I really love this because of the natural ingredients of it, but more importantly because of how effective it has worked really under my eyes. I've seen the plumpiness and these little smoker lines, which I don't smoke, never smoke, but I'm getting those lines. So that's really been a big help for me. The next one is this Kiko Velvet Touch Cream Blush. Now, again, if you've seen some of my videos, you know that cream blush is a must-have for me as I age, just because I think it just wears better. I think it looks nicer on my aging skin. And this is just such a pretty color. And this is color 1. And I'll link this below. This is an Amazon find, you guys, so it was not expensive at all. Really, really pretty mauvey. Apparently I like mauves. Maybe I need to change that in 2022. But I've loved this. It is very soft and creamy. It's called Kiko, K-I-K-O. And again, it's an Amazon find, and I think it is every bit as good. In fact, that's what I have on today. I think it's every bit as good and long lasting as some of my more expensive cream blushes. So big find here. Super excited about it, that I wanted to make sure that I didn't let the year go by without letting you guys know about that one. The next one is, it's probably a little odd of one, but this is the body wash that I use. This is called Hand in Hand, and this is the sea salt one. And what I love about it is when you buy one of these, they buy a bar of soap and they give a bar of soap to people in need. And what I love about the actual product is this has a really nice smell to it. It's vegan and cruelty free. This is the sweet mint and eucalyptus. It's very, very nourishing. It smells very good in the shower. It's 97% natural. It's not totally natural. In fact, this one's almost empty because I love this one. I haven't tried all the different smells, but this one is my favorite. So instead of like a bar soap or something in the shower, I use this because it does give a little bit of a sud, but not a ton of sud, and it's helpful for my skin so that I don't get more dry skin in the winter time. But I use this year round, not just winter. The next one, you guys have heard me talk about this one as well, is the Derma E Eye Patches. I love these eye patches because they work and they are not expensive. I have tried and reviewed a lot of other more expensive eye patches to really take away that puffiness in the morning, especially after holidays or a late night out when you've just maybe didn't get as much sleep or got way too much wine, whatever it is, and your eyes are puffy in the morning. There is a way to depuff those, and these Derma E Eye Patches have really done it. They have vitamin C in them, and they are just hydrogel patches. And they last a long time. I think there's 60 of them here, like enough for a whole month. But you can just see how much product is on these, and I'm gonna make a big mess. But there's just a ton of product on it, and it's a nice big size. When you look at some of the size of the eye patches of some of the other brands, the patch itself that you're putting onto your skin isn't nearly as large, and it doesn't cover as much. So I don't want just this little area, because that's not the part that gets puffy. It's the part underneath my eye socket that gets kind of puffy. Therefore, I want good product delivery all in that area. And then I also want it to go out a little bit on these crow's feet as well, just to give extra moisture and nourishment before I start to apply my makeup. So these have been a big winner for me. Again, not expensive at all, and that's one of the reasons I love it, but it's a really good product. And again, this is on Amazon, will be linked below. There's 3 left. The next one, I wish I'd have known about this product years ago and would have taken better care of my neck and my chest. But this is the Multi-Action Sculpting Cream, again by City Beauty, one of the brands I'm really starting to become very happy with and using more and more. And this is their Multi-Action Sculpting Cream. Now what you do is add a little bit of this in the morning, about a dime size amount. I just use just that much. Dime size amount on your hands, all over your throat, well, your throat, but yes, your throat, neck area, and your chest. Now I do put this on my face as well, but I just use a little bit less on my face, but I've really enjoyed this on my chest and my neck. And I can see a big difference even in my videos when the camera is on and the lights are on me, where my skin doesn't look nearly as dry. I'll also use this on my cuticles, right around my fingers, and on my elbows, and it's been phenomenal. So I have really loved this by City Beauty. And again, this is the Multi-Action Sculpting Cream, neck and face sculpting cream. And I think I'm about ready to order my second jar of this. All right, the next one, and I've loved this one. I've talked about it, I think maybe only in one video, and I should have talked about it more, is the Neutrogena Glow Primer and Serum. And what I love about this is it has hyaluronic acid in it. So if you don't have time to have a skincare routine and a makeup routine, which many of us don't these days, but it's important that we have hyaluronic acid into our routine because of how hydrating and nourishing it is. You've just got to have that the older that you get if you tend to become more dry. So this acts as a primer, but also a serum. So this could be one step that you would need so that you put it on as a primer for your makeup, but it's also your serum. So instead of having, again, serum and then go to start your makeup routine, you add this all over your face, and then you would just put on your foundation over it, or cut your foundation like this with these two things and have it over this primer plus serum, and you've just narrowed down the layers of product that you're putting on your face. So I have yet to find many products from Neutrogena that I have not been impressed with, but this is one. You can see it's a new bottle, I just picked it up. This is one that I don't put on my makeup without this because of that hyaluronic acid and the serum, and it gives me that nice primer for most of my foundations to stick to. So that is a great one. If you don't like having that serum on your face and you just feel like, I don't think I need that extra thickness to my makeup, then I would go with this Laura Geller. This is the Spackler Skin Perfecting Primer. And what I love about this one is that if I am traveling and I just didn't grab this one for whatever reason, which wouldn't happen very often, then I can use this as my primer. And it's very, very nourishing. It doesn't make my makeup slip. It helps with flaky, dry skin. So if you start using coconut oil, you just won't have as much dry skin. So if you're really pressed for time in the morning or the evening, or you just want a skincare makeup routine that meets the demands of your busy schedule, I would absolutely start to adapt to a coconut oil face wash. And then you'll have your sunscreen in the morning before you put on your makeup. And then you will go to just a dual, process of your primer slash serum for your hyaluronic acid. And then you can put on your moisturizer that also has SPF and cut your foundation with this if you want. If you don't want the serum, you can go with just this Laura Geller primer and then start to go into your makeup routine. And then in the evenings, you're gonna wanna go with something that has extra moisture in it, a serum, which is where I would do this for some of your more dry areas. And then absolutely go for, not to forget, your neck and chest area with a night cream such as this multi-action sculpting cream, which I've loved. And it has a really nice smell to it. And then you start to go into your makeup routine where you're gonna put on your eye patches in the morning, and then you'll find some of your favorite lip products that we've already talked about. So these things, and then you've got your blush right here. So we've kind of got a nice start for the coverage in terms of our skincare for the morning and for the evening, and then of course you'll wash your whole body with this. So I hope that is helpful to you guys as you start to think about maybe simplifying going into the new year. I know after all of the consumption and just stuff that comes from the holidays, I just want to clear stuff out and get very simplified. And that's where this stuff really comes in handy, is just looking at products that do more than one thing for my skin, like a sunscreen with a nice serum in it, or a hyaluronic acid that's a primer and a serum, or a night cream that can also go on my neck and my chest. There's just a lot of products that are on the market that are very good and that are clean and that do multi-purpose. So I don't know about you, but this year is all about just simplifying and sort of having the stuff that really works and is effective, and then I'm spending less time putting on layer and layer and layer and layer, and more time out enjoying time with my friends and family. So I hope this was helpful in terms of good top products that I would truly recommend to my family, as I'm recommending them all to you as you look to simplify and sort of declutter your skincare throughout the year. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, so that you're notified of a new video that comes out, and I put out 2 new videos every single week. Also, leave me a comment if there's a product that I didn't mention that is your go-to must-have, and any questions or ideas that you have for upcoming videos. I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.